players in this team, and get out, I don't know anyone there.
All right, well, regardless of that, it's time to do the drafting phase. This is the KDL for the Dream. We are the winner, or FW for short. We'll be matching off against MVP HOT6 in our first match of the day, starting off with a Nature's Prophet ban from FW, and MVP HOT6 responding with a Doom ban.
I like the Doom ban because it's a hero that can do a lot of different things. You can put it jungle as support, you can put it safe lane carry, you can put it mid, and I think it's a very, very strong hero in this patch because like whenever you don't even need that much farm. As soon as you have Doom, you can get a solo kill almost any hero and force a lot of TP reactions. And that himself puts so much pressure, and it also makes a lot of heroes very difficult to play because as soon as Doom is 6 and he's off the map, he could be coming for you. You don't know, and you have to play very, very carefully.
Well, versatility does seem to be the name of the game as far as the current meta of Dota 2 is concerned. Also, Ember Spirit ban from HOT6, not a huge surprise there. Another thing I want to note is that for FW, they love to ban pushing heroes. In fact, I think in almost every one of their games they've played in the KDL, they've banned out a push-centric heroes, and all of those strategies are kind of out the window.
Well, for a team that does pretty well in the early game, I'm not sure how I feel about this because push strategies even they can still fall, even though they can fall behind the early game, they can still push. They still need momentum. As soon as you lose momentum with a pushing lineup, you start getting picked off here and there. Then everything falls apart, and the advantage you're supposed to get from pushing is not gonna be that significant. So I would think a team that's confidence in its laning stage would be okay with it, because as long as you get a very early advantage, you're fine against push lineups. But I guess it's maybe just something they just don't want to deal with. Maybe they have bad experience against split push, because Lycan is extremely good at split push. And also one of the things that Lycan is extremely good at is coming back from bad situations and bad games.
I know you know this from personal experience.
Yeah, from both sides.
Yeah, exactly, from both sides.
But I also think that Lycan is a hero that strives when you're behind. I think it's actually stronger to have a Lycan when you're behind than when you're ahead. Because when you're behind, the enemy wants to push your base and actually kill you. But what Lycan does just says, no, you're not gonna do that. You have to defend your base. You have to come back, and you have to split, etc. And it's very difficult to deal with, and it's one of those awkward heroes, where the stands and where the strength stands. I wouldn't pick this when you're expecting to be ahead. I would pick this if you kind of want to have a way to come back into the game, which is maybe what they don't want, because they may do well early game, so they don't want Lycan to mess their tempo.
All right, well, if we go ahead and check out the first few picks for both teams, FW's gone ahead and grabbed the Invoker and Ancient Apparition, two heroes that have been kind of the hot picks in the current meta. And also following up with a Shadow Shaman. So what do you think of FW's lineup so far?
We run something similar with Invoker and AA, and we joke about it in our team, and we like to call it the sniper lineup. And usually we get Invoker Exhort with AA, and we get Furion. And whenever someone pops on the map, he gets AA ults, Sunstrike, Furion ults, Furion TPs if needed, and not many heroes can survive this.
Even thrown maybe a Clockwork or something throughout some rocket flares. Yeah. You just it's team global spell essentially. We've actually seen one game like that in the KDL previously. I don't remember who ran it. It could have been MVP, but the team ended up losing. And speaking of MVP, they've gone ahead and grabbed the Sand King, the one true king, Mirana, as well as the Clockwork and Rubik to round up their lineup. So, already kind of revealing most likely how their laning situation is going to be. It seems to me like they're looking for a mid hero to kind of complete their lineup.
I'm not too sure what is the plan exactly for HOT6. I guess we still don't know. Bottom could be mid, she could be offlane, she could be carry. These days, people don't really run Mirana carry anymore. It kind of fell out of favor, even if I still think it's doable, especially in aggressive tridents. I guess going aggressive trying against an AA is asking for disaster. So I don't think they're gonna try. I think they're just gonna play safe. Like you can't really go try in against aggressive try against an AA unless like you have a Visage, and even then it's very difficult because you can just focus down the Visage.
Yeah, it just feels like when you get in those tri-lane situations against Ancient Apparition, no matter what, you can't compete with the DPS after Chilling Touch. But the Shadow Fiend's going to be the last pickup from MVP HOT6, which means that this will most likely be a carry Mirana.
Yeah, it's SF Shadow Fiend synergize pretty well with Clockwork, especially if both have daggers. Like they can pretty much take any hero from the enemy team out of the equation like instantly. And they have pretty squishy heroes in FW right now. They have like Invoker, or it's still okay. There's like AA, a Nation Operation, a Shadow Shaman. They're gonna have a hard time against the Clock. Clock is pretty good against them. I guess A does okay because he can still cold feet Clock if he gets initiated on. And then there's also Bad Rider, so...
Both teams are going to have a pretty good amount of initiation, I suppose. Would you tip the scales in the favor of MVP or FW as far as that's concerned?
I think FW are still the better picks for now. They have the better lineup, I think. Like Battle Rider is extremely strong currently. AA too. Invoker too, like they have like really strong heroes now. They have a huge presence on the map.
Something I want to note: Shadow Shaman has like an insane win rate currently in the current patch. I think his win rate's like 66% or something. It's
I'm not surprised.
Really good.
I'm not surprised. Like it's a really good hero. He has a lot of disables, and his ulti pretty much guarantees you to kill a tower.
Yeah, that's true.
As long as the both teams, okay, this is gonna be Luna, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna push a lot of towers, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Invoker goes Exort, because Exort is much better to push.
Yep, that's true.
And it synergizes pretty well with AA, so.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, the final heroes are picked. It's time to move into our first Tier 2 match of the day, MVP HOT6 versus FW. Who is going to win, Karn?
I don't know, we shall see.
I guess we're going to have to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our first KDL match of the day, broadcasted by Whiplash and Karn. All right, so as we head into our Tier 2 header match between MVP HOT6 and their opponents FW, we're going to see FW's already grouped up as a team of 5. Chilling Touch has already been picked by the Ancient Apparition. I
also want to say
1.
that I think I expect we can very well expect an aggressive try-in from FW. I think that they actually should have gone for it. It doesn't look like they will, but Luna plus AA in a try-in, especially with 3 range, is extremely strong. All it's gonna take is like 1 hex from Shadow Shaman or 1 shackle, and the hero is dead. Pretty much dead.
Yeah, there's...
Like, this is one of the things that how it goes usually with the A try is all you need is like 1 stun, like a venge stun. It's just a small disable to let you like get off some hits, get in good position.
Yeah, FW, they have an insane amount of burst damage as well as just straight up damage with the Chilling Touch. So adding in that 1 little disable, like, I mean, what's gonna survive that? Like,
there's not much. This is extremely strong lane, but I can't blame them for not going aggressive because they play against a Mirana and Sand King. It's not easy kills, and Mirana is also pretty good in tridents. It's a hero that does pretty well on the lane in general, which is one of the reasons it was picked so much, because it allows you to win the lane, and like it's pretty difficult to lose a lane with Mirana. Like you're not gonna really die, and you bring a lot to the tables.
Okay, well, currently Sunbee has picked up the invisibility rune, is currently treading in the middle lane. There's no detection to see him at the moment.
Yeah, they probably know it. They probably know that they know the rune that was bottom, so he's not taking any risks. So I like what he's doing. It's not like they can kill him. I don't think they can kill him anyway, but he's still playing safe. He doesn't know what the supports are up to. They're both missing.
And you know what, Bat Rider, normally we see him kind of in the off lane when he's played on Radiant. That's at least what I've seen a a lot recently, but FW's decided to go ahead and pick him, and they're sticking him in the off lane, but it's on the Dire side. What do you think about batting the off lane on the Dire end?
It's definitely not as good as Radiant. Radiant is so good, it's so hard to shut down Bad Rider. But one of the things that Bad Rider can do on Dire is farm the enemy jungle. In this case, it's too dangerous. They have a strong tri-lane, they can kill him, so he's not gonna do this. But when you have like a weaker tri-lane with not too many stuns, or even a dual lane, you can easily go pull between the tier 1 and the tier 2, get the lane creeps, and go to the jungle with Firefly, and you can farm the whole creep wave and the jungle at the same time.
Alright, well, it looks like we have a potential first blood on our hands. There goes out a lot of stuns and disables. And do they have the DPS? Yes, indeed they do. First blood goes to the arena.
It was kind of close, like Invoker didn't have Chilling Touch. It was kind of risky, like if they had to die for this.
It was close, but in the end, they did get the kill. No deaths, so a nice little advantage to FW over HOT6 in the first 2 minutes of the match. And I mean, Shadow Fiend versus the Invoker mid. Generally, Shadow Fiend, the later this laning stage goes on, like just the bigger he gets.
Yeah, I think that's why
well, hold on a second. Andrew, he's getting shackled following the sheep. Is there enough DPS with the Chilling Touch? I don't know. The Cog's actually working against Andrew, and that is a big mistake. I think without the Cogs, he would have survived.
Yeah, and actually that was kind of weird. Like,
whoa, action all over the place as Prince is under attack. Force the Firefly out of there. Do they have the right clicks to finish him off? No, they don't, but another 2 auto attacks, and that would have been 1 dead Prince.
They're hungry for blood. They're really hungry for blood. Like, there's like kills all over the place. It was kind of weird because Luna was standing right on top of the Cogs and she was not getting pushed back. I don't know what was up with this.
It must have been like that event horizon, like so
this is
close.
Really weird. Like usually you cannot really get too close to Cogs, man.
Merlini living on the razor's edge, but being rewarded for, I guess a little bit of a risk-taking, because they did end up picking off Andrew in the end, but he's back in the top lane, just leveled up his Rocket Flare
I really think trying to Cog was not really the best thing to do. You should have just run.
Yeah.
Because Luna made the mistake to beam before the shackle was over, so the cold feet would not have stunned him if he just ran.
It did feel like that death was more of MVP's fault than the other way around, and it looks like we have a pretty adamant MVP fan. Yeah. We don't see those jerseys too often outside of the team members.
Yeah, I actually have no idea if they're on sales or if it's just a friend. Maybe it might be a friend of the team. I don't know.
I assume it's a friend. Maybe and one of these guys picked up a girlfriend recently, and they wanted to donate one of those shirts. That's Adam good. Taking a bit of harassment. Prince, though, this could potentially lead to his death, and indeed it does. Sunbee with a nice burrow strike before Batrider can fly to the low ground. So, well played by MVP.
Now, Batrider died twice. He cannot die any more than this. In the off lane, like, I guess you can...
hold on a second, Scoundrel.
No, it's not gonna go anywhere.
He threw out the tornado, but it looks like Sanko was just a little bit too far away.
I'm kind of disappointed Invoker is going Wex. Like, I know everybody's going Wex these days, but it is not always the best way to play it. Like, in this lineup, I really think that Exalt would be really strong with this lineup. Like, they don't really need to stall. Like, they have a Shadow Shaman. Like, I really don't. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, Wex is really good against 5-man. Like, 5-man Dota, they just keep 5-manning, go push, get towers, get objectives. But in this case, I don't think it's gonna be so much 5-man because SF is gonna have time to get his items up and split push and flash farm around the map. But I think like we're gonna. This is the first.
Well, Prince, there's no way he's gonna escape this gang. Oh well, he's fireflying away. He did. Maybe with the salve he could have survived.
No, he was gonna survive with the salve.
He did use his wand charges up as well, though, to buy him a little bit more time. But so far, these teams have just been going at each other, man, neck to neck.
Yeah. I really think Batrider should just ditch this lane now. He died 3 times. This is gonna keep getting worse. He has to go to the jungle and give up the lane. He's not bringing anything now. He's just feeding.
I think he's only died 2 times because there was 1 death, or almost death. He managed to get away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and also it's only 2-2.
Oh, that's right. I dropped the ball.
Dude, Karn, are you drunk, man? What's going on here?
Well, I just drank some HOT6. That's what I did.
Yeah, but HOT6 is great. We get so much free HOT6 in the studio. It's wonderful. They sponsor like every esport event possible, basically.
Which is why we should drink it.
Yes, this is exactly why we should open up a can of HOT6 and drink it. We
Anyway,
are not being paid, by the way, for this. We just love HOT6.
Yeah, man. It saved Whiplash so many sleepless. How'd you say? I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm gonna give up. I don't know where I'm going with this.
All right. Well, so far, Rena just chilling in the jungle for the time being. Scoundrel doesn't seem to have too much farm to his name. He's got 21 last hits, about 7 minutes into the match. Shadow Fiend has been doing a lot better overall.
Yeah, that's why. Also, one of the reasons I don't like this Wex build. Like against Shadow Fiend, like the early levels is where Shadow Fiend is gonna win. You know he's gonna win the lane or not, like within the first couple creep waves. This is when you have to shut him down. And when you play Wex Invoker, what are you gonna do? Like you don't have any damage too. Like it's like SF doesn't have damage and Invoker doesn't have damage, but HOT6 was having supports missing and SNking Invis mid just to make sure SF gets his last hits early on, so he can get his souls and then he can just crush the lane on his own. He doesn't need help anymore.
All right, well, FW seem to be aware of the fact that Scoundrel's not doing too amazing in the lane, but there is an offensive ward from HOT6 in the middle to pretty much prevent any ganks from happening. But that's not stopping Sand King and the Rubik from moving towards the bottom lane. If an arrow hits Prince, I don't think there's any surviving. There is a ping. I'm not 100% sure if FW are aware of this gank, but I think that ward was put up after the supports rotated into the jungle.
Well, Luna is still doing pretty well in farm. She's ahead of the Mirana. She's kind of keeping up with the SF, and SF Radiant farms really fast.
Oh, a lot of action around all of the map.
Middle too.
Middle, Danny ends up falling, and Andrew, Moonlight Shadows keeping him around, but they may actually go around and they get him. They get the Shadow Shaman. Very impressive. Was not expecting that. Batrider's still flying around, being a general nuisance. Sunby actually forced to escape. Adam, he's going to try the chase down Prince, but yeah, he's got to get out of there. He's going to be very low on health, at least 30% or so.
Batrider is about to hit 6, but he's very, very far off his dagger.
Yeah, I mean, 16 last hits, and I think he has 2 deaths to his name. It's just not the best position for a Batrider to be in. That's why I wish he was on the Radiant side. He would have at least gotten, I think, a little bit more farm.
Yeah, for sure. Batrider on Radiant is, I think, really maybe too strong. Like you can't really stop him from getting farm. He's always gonna get something out of the lane.
Yep. All right, Clockwork picking up his power treads.
Level 8. Clockwork is level 8.
Oh, wow, he's actually gotten a good amount of farm. The top tower, though, is... Okay, well, they're fortifying it, and we're also going to see Clockwork. Oh. A little bit of juking.
There's a lot of cancel animation action from both Luna and Clockwork there.
I love it, dude. I love it.
Are you sure you want to do this?
I don't know. I think Merlini doesn't have a lot of health, but if he gets that ultimate off, I don't think Andrew would be able to survive that, or it'd be very close.
And yeah, Luna can cast even if there is a battery assault.
All the mini stuns flying around.
So he's gonna, as we should do as SF on Radiant, push the lane. 10-minute mark is gonna come, Creep's gonna spawn, and he's gonna farm the small camp, which is I know he's gonna get to the rune first, and then he's gonna go to the small camp.
Another little advantage for the Radiant side as far as early game farming goes.
Yeah, that's why I like Radiant more. I think it's much easier to farm on Radiant. Be it on the even if you're safe lane, mid or off lane, it's much easier to get levels and golds.
Even in the Radiant jungle, a lot of the big camps are a little bit closer to each other.
Yeah, it's very efficient to farm in there.
But Dire, they do have the safer Ancient camp, and they are a little bit close to the Roshan, so I guess...
it's a trade-off.
Yeah, exactly. It's trade-offs, a give and take between both ends.
Invoker going drums, I would assume. Oh, okay, that was close.
No Midas for you. Oh, Merlini in a lot of trouble, forcing out the ultimate. And yeah, he's just not going to survive that. But there is a tornado follow-up. Are we going to see anything else from Scoundrel? EMP, but hook shot to Adam keeps Andrew alive. And Mirana covering their tracks as well. So when all is said and done, they get a kill on the Luna, and they both survive. So MVP HOT6, they're up 5-3, about 11.5 minutes into the match. And they're also up in net worth as far as gold is concerned, so they're starting to look pretty good.
Yeah. The clock is also going, just checked, and clock is going for the max battery assault build, which is extremely strong for killing potential. It gives you less control and less scouting options because you don't max the rocket.
Oh, wow, what a nice forward leap from Bonhua. I think no, he didn't even use his arrow. He just straight up leaped and killed the bat. Bad Rider has not been having a great game, Karn. Like, when is this guy going to get his blink dagger?
He should be jungling. There's some stacks in the jungle. I think there's a big camp that's like 2 or 3 stacks. Luna is going straight BKB, which I can understand. They're kind of behind. She needs to be able to fight soon because I don't think she's going to have too much time to farm. But the problem is, like, when you're forced to go BKB first like this, even if you manage to take it to the late game, your BKB is gonna be so short duration. You're gonna have to use many charges before from the early game, and BKB becomes almost worthless. And you're also behind because you don't have you didn't stack the ancients, you didn't go Midas. It's a very tough situation to be in as Luna.
Hey, I mean, if it gets to 60 minutes, you can always buy a second Black King bar. Sunmi, in comes the Bro Strike, follow-up hook, and I don't know, Merlini, he's going to try to escape.
He's surviving.
And the battery assault does finish him off. Prince cogged away for the time being, but Sunmi will not survive the assault, and Andrew, he needs the TP out of there, but yeah, there's no escaping. There's too much disables available, and Andrew, he knows that's the case. Prince would have just, thrown a cocktail at him. And in the mid lane, MVP, despite losing 2 heroes at the top, well, Scoundrel under attack. Yeah. That's one dangerous Shadow Fiend. Tornado hits both of them, but there's not going to be a follow-up, I feel.
That's not very scary. Tornado is not the scariest of spells. They need...
Oh, actually, nice
That's
tornado.
what I'm talking about. If he was Exort now, Rubik would be dead.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's pretty certainly. Like, what level is Invoker now? Probably 9, maybe 10. I don't know. He's probably, at least I know he has levels to have double elementals, and you cannot run away from this with the threat of Sunstrike.
Oh, he did pick up his drums. And the bottom tower for FW may not be long for this world. Rina.
Oh, no mana for the Starfall.
Oh, well, whoa, this is going to be a big turnaround. FW actually getting a double kill. Very nice. Picking off both the Priestess of the Moon and the Sand King. Ooh, this is a very back and forth game. These teams are, it feels like a boxing match. They're just trading blows back and forth.
I don't want to go out like this. Oh, he got the deny. This is pretty big.
And there's 2 TPs following up. Danny, can he escape? Even throwing down a Sentry Ward that's trying to make... Look at him. He's laughing too much, but Merlini comes in with the ultimate, eclipsing the Shadow Fiend to death. But MVP, despite kind of throwing away a lot of kills early on, they're ahead in the net worth.
They can do it. They're going to get it, I think. I mean, Clock might try to steal it. I mean, with the rocket, it's pretty easy to do. Like, you can just you can hookshot all of them.
He's right next to the Roshan camp.
Yeah, he's gonna try. Almost certainly.
Best get. He hit Sanka instead, and Sanka may survive the rest of MVP coming in. What an amazing turnaround from MVP!
Oh my God.
But the bat does manage to pick up the Aegis. Scoundrel running away. That's 4 dead, including the Aegis charge used up for FW. Holy crap, MVP.
I think the Aegis has got denied. Didn't he?
Actually, yeah, Bad Rider didn't come back. It looks like he was going to pick it up, but
he probably denied it.
I think you're right, Karn. I think that Aegis was denied.
That was actually really, really smart. You had like very little time to make this decision. You had like, okay, do I have the time to run to do the Aegis and take it, or do I deny it? And he made a very smart decision to deny it. Well, he was not gonna get there. That's actually really impressive.
I don't think the jury is out on if MVP can work well together anymore, because that fight definitely required a good amount of decision-making and teamwork to pull off successfully. And with that MVP, they've taken a 3-kill advantage. The little gold dip is heading right back up the 5K, and they've got some pretty good map control as well.
Luna is really poor, so he's bad. Oh, bad as his dagger. Okay, so now we'll see if he knows how to play that efficiently. I really wonder, because not many bad riders know how to play like really efficiently, make the most of the time, and get farm and get kills at the same time. So we shall see. Like if you can do this, they still have a shot. Bad rider is very good at. It's pretty good at coming back in the game where your opponents get too confident because they're really far ahead. And I think it might be one of those games. So now Bad rider has to make things happen for his team to come back.
He's got to be the playmaker. I mean, he is pretty much their main initiator. I mean, Evoker can always help as well with the tornado, but it's going to be up to him to really make some plays happen.
They want Luna, but they're not going to get it.
Luna is in the danger zone, quite literally.
It's getting closer to a BKB.
The Clockwork isn't nearby, though, to initiate with the hook shot. And bottom lane, we're going to see FW most likely take down the second tier 1 tower, and indeed they get it. Sunbeam, though, moves in on the Luna with a nice initiation. Rena throwing out his ultimate. Tornado moves up, buying him a little bit of time. It's not enough, though. Ancient Apparition falls. Scoundrel could be next, but instead it's going to be Sanka. 3 for 0, and Invoker, if he's not careful, he might end up dying too.
Oh, they're too low. They cannot transition into a tower with this. They got some kills, but they didn't even lose bottom tier 1.
Oh, wow, I thought that was... No, I think... No, those are the wards.
Oh, okay,
the wards.
okay.
Yeah, I knew they took that down. All right, Andrew in a lot of trouble. I'm not sure if he's going to survive this one. Just too much damage.
Okay, he got a kill. Now he should just go farm the jungle. As soon as Lasso is on cooldown, you should just go run away, farm the whole jungle. And when you get Lasso back and you go back ganking, you go back get a kill. Oh, okay.
AA whiffs and all, tries to make something work.
They have a gem, very early gem on Invoker.
What do you think about this early gem on the Invoker?
I mean, they can just get sentries. Like, it's not like they have clinks or something like this. I mean,
they do have Luna.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess it's not gonna make that much of a difference. I don't think MVP has to really fall back on Moonlight Shadow initiations to win the fights. So I guess they're hoping for MVP to make this.
Uh-oh, Adam in the mid lane, lots of FW, blinking forward. The DPS is good. There's going to be a follow-up burrow strike from Sunbee, but yeah, with that
they're going to get Sunbee too.
Wow. Actually, MVP.
At what costs?
Oh. What's the cost?
The gem. Okay,
Scoundrel, the gem's going to be the reward for
this
MVP.
Is why you don't get a gem when you're this far behind.
Arena only a right click away or two, but Danny, he's going to get blown up very fast. Thanks to Merlini. So it's ending up being a 3 for 2 trade. Benoit, though, coming in, cleaning up shot. There's the gem, but who's going to get it in the end? Sanka is extremely low on health. He gets the gem, but in the end...
Shadow Shaman has a dagger.
FW with a lot of initiation, but I mean, at the end of the day, they're a squishy team. They're a really squishy
and against
team.
an SF, like SF has a field day against this. Luna doesn't have the damage yet. They don't really have that much damage. And SF had a good start. And when SF gets a good start against a lineup like this, when you don't have with heroes that low armor, low HP, it's so difficult.
I mean, speaking of good starts, Shadow Fiend has done amazing, but the Mirana is actually ahead in total net worth over him. So MVP, the heroes that need farm have been getting the farm.
Yeah, she has a Linken's, like some golds, yeah. She has a pretty good farm.
Overall, even the Clockwork is ahead of FW's most farm hero, Invoker.
Yeah, I think he's going BKB. Okay, I guess, yeah, he's going BKB. Probably because of AA, it's way too...
Yeah, he would have most likely picked up that point booster by now, I guess, if he was going for the Agnum Scepter.
He doesn't need the Mithril Hammer, he's just waiting to have the money to complete it at once, which is now, so...
There's that BKB. And Andrew has been pretty aggressive with the Clockwork this game, so Even though I guess BKB not the most common item. Uh-oh. There's a lasso attempt. Out comes the arrow who manages to go in between all of FW's heroes.
Oh, okay. This is a nice kill.
Yeah, the nuke finishes off the Sand King. So even though MVP, they're getting a lot of good fights. They're occasionally having a hero or two out of position, just like Banhua. Nice jump away.
I'm curious if he lassoed.
He lassoed earlier in that first initiation, but it was blocked by the Lincoln Sphere. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. This Lincoln Sphere has served Mirana quite well.
They don't have many spells to break it. Like Bad Rider cannot jump Mirana anymore.
That's just not working. And speaking of jumping, in comes Andrew, activates his BKB, and in comes the Shadow Fiend as well, blowing up the competition. Prince, he goes down. That's 3-4-0.
That's the kind of initiation I was talking about with Clockwork and SF.
Yeah.
When you get ahead, like the thing with Clockwork, like when you're behind, like it's so difficult to defend because all he needs is to catch one. He catches one, and then it opens the big
flood.
Opportunity for SF to go in, join, and BKB ulti Requiem, and even Stolen
Wards. Oh, wow. Stolen Wards.
I think he didn't need to use the wards here. He could have kept it for maybe another tier 2 or maybe even the tier 3. Because they have a lot of DPS with SF.
I would have liked to see them potentially go for that tier 3. It
got on the bottom tier 2 instead.
Roshan is right around the corner. Maybe MVP is waiting for that.
Adam's having fun.
I would be having fun if I was Adam as well, though. Okay, so FW, they're not in the best position. They're pretty far behind at this point, I'd say.
They don't really have. They don't really have a comeback heroes per se. Luna can still do it, but she needs now what they really need to make sure they stack Ancients for Luna. She gets her BKB and stack Ancients, and if they come to take the fight to the Ancients, this is where they're gonna have the best shot.
And they don't even have anyone stacking the Ancients.
Yeah, like she doesn't have a Dominator. Supports are too busy fighting, so they can't really do it. They should have done it maybe earlier, but it's kind of dangerous when your Luna is not having a good game, so she's not gonna be able to clear it too early.
Man, just looking at the overall kill scores, well, hold that thought because Sunbee is gonna go ahead, burrow strike, and in comes the leap from Mirana as well.
This is a good Eclipse.
Oh, very nice, but in the end, the Luna gets blown up. Shadow Shaman down as well. It's still a 2-for-1 trade, but the rest of MVP is making haste, and he gets off his ultimate, brings Scoundrel down to almost no health.
He's gonna die.
Oh man, it's not looking good for FW.
This is still pretty okay for FW. Like any trade is very good for them.
They may get Adam. Oh yeah, he gets frozen. The tornado should finish him off, but Rena's gonna die. Still though, FW, that's a team wipe because the Invoker and Batrider both bought back.
Clockwork is gonna die too.
Okay, well Clockwork.
No, okay, BKB still has it. Alright.
Sunbee as well should be okay.
Like I think FW are pretty happy with it because when you're behind, you want to make trades. You really when you're ahead, you really don't want to make trades because you already have a lot of kills, you have a lot of goals, but if you're giving you're giving some room to the enemy team to make a comeback by giving them kills, giving them momentum, losing your momentum, and so FW, I'm pretty sure they're happy about it. Luna's gonna have her BKB after this. It's gonna be a big turning point because without a BKB, only SF can kill her or even hurt her. So she's gonna be pretty safe in the fights and gonna be able to land the Eclipse without too much trouble.
Well, for the time being, FW, the Batrider's gotten a little bit more farm, picked up his Force Staff, so he's going to be a little bit more useful in the initiating scenario. Roshan right around the corner.
Did he miss? Okay, no.
I don't know if FW will be able to do him. They may try to do something sneaky. They are starting to stack the camps like you did mention, and finally the BKB for the Luna. I
do think they should try to get the Roshan because they have a pretty good lineup to fight there. They have a BKB Luna. Both SF and Clock have BKB, so it means that the Eclipse is gonna blow up Rubik, Potom, and maybe SK.
Yeah, so the heroes. So
it's actually good for them that SF has a BKB. Just at least they're gonna get like a couple kills if they fight at the Roshan pit.
It's almost ironic, I want to say.
Yeah.
Get the BKB for survivability, but it ends up making.
There's a nice fight in here. Like I don't like BKB on Clockwork personally, But I guess like in this case, I guess A it makes kind of sense because otherwise you might lose weight, you might die way too fast, and here they come.
Oh, here comes the smoke gank. Andrew's gonna get killed off quite fast, but Sunbeat, very nice epicenter ultimate, takes down FW to very low health, and with the follow-up from Danny, that's gonna be easy pickings as they manage to get 4 heroes, and Invoker is running away. I think they should have just tried the smoke and do Roshan or something, because that team fight, despite FW having a pretty decent initiation and getting a free pickoff on the clockwork, when everyone else from MVP came in, they blew up everybody. There's so much DPS on their end.
Well, they couldn't really do Roshan either. It would be too obvious. I mean, it's a really tough spot for them to be in. Like, they're really far behind. SF is getting out of control. Yeah, 211 CS to the 93 of Luna. Like, what Lincolns too?
Yeah, what do you think about the Lincolns on the Shadow Fiend? Well, he already has a BKB.
The only threat was the lasso. Now they can't touch him. I guess like when you're like it's safe, like he's playing safe. That's all.
Yeah.
And when they're this far ahead, like I can't blame him.
No one's gonna kill off Danny anytime soon. I have a feeling that Lincoln Sphere is just especially for that Bat Rider. He just doesn't want to get initiated.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to get surprised with Hex either, I guess. Blink Hex was a Shaman and still has a Blink.
Alright, well.
It's gonna be a Manta or a Scotty, it could be anything. Like, he can pretty much get anything at this point. Like, Luna is not gonna come back, catch up anytime soon.
Luna is very far behind in farm. Sand King, though, picked up his Force Staff.
Okay, Mirana has a death, so this is where when it starts getting scary, like she starts being a big problem, and she's very hard to kill. So.
And out comes the arrow, hits Roshan. MVP, they're poised to take Roshan, but FW, I mean, they have everybody up. They're not too far away from the Roshan pit. The AA ult should spot that there's something amiss.
That AA ult was kind of strange.
Yeah, it didn't really like hit anybody, which was weird. Oh, and Andrew, he's coming in with an ultimate, but decides the not followed up with anything.
Yeah, dude, they forced the BKB, but that's as good as it's gonna get. They're just gonna force a BKB.
It seemed to me like MVP, they just kind of wanted to scare away FW, while the rest of their team got the Roshan kill and got that EG Aegis.
That's what I wanted to do. I think they're gonna go for the throat now.
It does seem to be the case. FW on the defensive end. They haven't been winning any of these team fights for the past 10 minutes or so. They were doing a lot of good trading earlier on in the game, but it's become very one-sided more recently. Even Danny moving up to the high ground. I'm not sure about that fortification. It did seem really early from them.
Yeah, they should wait for the moments where the tower is going to get the most damage, like the whole creep wave, all 5 heroes hitting. This is when you use it.
Almost like a panic fortification from FW.
But they're going to pull back.
Interesting.
This is surprising.
I mean, they have map control. All of their lanes are pushed out pretty far. MVP's deciding to just back up and go farm their jungle. What the heck? What are they trying
they don't need to push it. Yeah, they can push they can just farm the next items and then go while they still have Aegis. And he's going for his Scotty, yeah.
I guess they just want to try to suffocate their opponents.
He's playing really, really safe. He doesn't want to go for the damage.
Well, there is a 3-man smoke gank from FW. They're heading towards the jungle.
Quick. They need to be really, really quick.
This is going to be hard to take out Bonway. He's got the Lincoln Sphere and the leap. I mean, there's just... Well, they can't even lasso him. Yeah. It's just too much counter initiation on MVP's side and too much survivability. And meanwhile, in top lane, we do see some of their heroes trying to push this top a little bit. We're going to see Scoundrel come to the top lane, 2 additional portals as well.
Luna's shipping too. This is not necessarily.
And maybe Luna could be farming that ancient stack or something.
This is where you see like a more experienced Luna player would just farm the jungle before doing this. Like they saw that he was going back, farms the jungle, goes to the ancients, farms the ancient, and then he can go to their jungle. And just doing this, he would get like his Yasha and halfway through his orb, I guess.
So from FW's end, it just seems like their Luna's not making enough opportunities to farm or not taking advantage.
Well, I feel like she
farming
should take
opportunities.
risks. In their position, they're not gonna playing safe or like trying to not die, etc. They need to take risks, play greedy, like try to get as much off the map as they can.
I mean, and how can they really play safe when their opponents are playing safe as well? It's just like pointless. They kind of got to take a risk.
Well, in this position, like what you can do is farm the enemy jungle. They don't expect you there. You're pinned down. You know, they're not gonna go look for you in their own jungle. That's why I think Luna. That's what she should have been doing after pushing.
Oh man,
okay,
Andrew.
this is
that was a bit of a misstep.
Trigger happy.
Unfortunately, I think I've seen like Andrew just kind of mess up on Clockwork a few too many times, and I'm just like, I don't know if Andrew should be playing Clockwork, guys. he does occasionally get a few good shots in, but there have been like crucial points where it feels like he kind of makes a misstep, like earlier in the game with the Cogs, for example, where he could have escaped. Just things like that.
Okay, hold on, guys. SF has 2 Linkens and a BKB. How do they kill him?
Today I learned the Lincoln skin stack. Out comes Danny's ultimate. And that's already 2 dead members on FW. And Merlini, he 1 hit from the Eclipse. That's all he gets. And FW, they've lost everybody. GG is called. Well played by MVP HOT6. It was, very back and forth early on. But as the game progressed, we just really got to see MVP show some sick dominance.
Yeah, it was pretty. It got one-sided pretty quickly. It started getting out of control.
That's what it did seem like. So, ladies and gentlemen, MVP HOT6